Yo guys, it's up Shadow here and welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers. Today we are gonna refurbish this room with a variety of doodads. Buttons, monitoring equipment, and whatever else you need in a quarantine slash cell room thingy. Alright, but in order to do that, we would need a few more thingamajigs. First, let me just spend my steel plates that I have. There we go. And let's get a few things so we can start building furniture and whatnot. And of course, for furniture, we shall mainly be needing interior plates, of course. You know what, let's get 100, 100, the rest is that. And then also, oh yeah, okay, they're producing stuff. Let's produce another 1,000 each of these. And, right, so let's get to this. I need beds, because it's supposed to be a cell quarantine room, but you still need to sleep, you know. If you're being quarantined there, you need to stay there for a few days, maybe? Weeks? I don't know. Months? How long has it been since frickin' March? Oh well, no, it's not quite quarantine that we all have been in. Like self-imposed quarantine, that's not quite the same, is it? So we're gonna have a bed in here, we're also gonna have a bed in here. They're all gonna be looking mostly the same, these rooms. Maybe not the tier 3 quarantine room, maybe not this one, but we'll see. Let's put the bed, like, right here. Sure, that's fine. Then maybe we'll also be needing some lockers, some oh yeah, and also toilets as well, you know? You need to be able to sustain yourself in there. Not sure if we need a shower. We'll think about that. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna use this toilet, this style of toilet. Right way around would be fantastic. There we go. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna splurge on a shower. There we go. This way around. And then kind of the same story over here. Well, not 100% the same, because actually, you know what? We're gonna move this over. We shall move this to over here. I think that will work better, because then we can put the toilet like this, just like in the other room. You know, so there's a bit of consistency there. There we go. And then here we're gonna place it. That's so weird. The music's just start playing and then it's just gone again. It's like, oh, no, wasn't the cue. Okay, I'm gone. Fine. There we go. Gonna put it like that. And then the armory, and then I think we're pretty good. If we still have some space, we might fit in perhaps a I don't know, a bench or something. Not too much stuff. So there's like lockers for your personal belongings and whatnot. Oh shit! No! Ah! I'm losing energy! No! Ow! Where is it? There. Good. But yeah, and then we're gonna put some button panels all over the place to open these doors from the outside with a press of a button. And also, I think I want to add a few timer blocks somewhere. I'm not quite sure where they're gonna go, honestly. I'll have to hide them somewhere in the ship. And these timer blocks, they will be basically made to trigger certain things. For example, here, open the outer door, wait a second or two, close the door, and then open the inner door. Something like that, you know? So there's like a lock here that you cannot fiddle with, so to speak. So there's not going to be a normal button panel thingy here. But yeah, anyway. Right, so we have this. We'll also let's why not put some couches in here? Why not? You know, make it comfortable for whoever has to stay in these things. We're not monsters, and again, they're not prison cells. That's not what they made for. There we go. Okay. Cool. Let's just start welding this stuff. Why not? See how far we get with our material. Not too far, as expected. Right. Let me dump some of these steel plates in here again. Here we go. Beautiful. Okay, let's get a shit ton of interior plates and also construction components, yes. And let's also get some displays. We shall need some of these as well, I saw. So yeah, we're gonna do some sequences in here. I also have the vision that in this room there's gonna be like an emergency, either an emergency lockdown or the reverse, an emergency thing that opens all chambers. You know, kind of like, let's say the ship is hit by something and it's basically exploding, it's blowing apart, and then it would be kind of unethical to just lock people in here and let them die. So there's going to be like an emergency unlock button that will unlock all the things in, I don't know, 10 minutes or something. No, in like 30 seconds. Something along those lines, you know? Also, I was wondering, can you actually manipulate the doors in a way that you cannot open them with your hand? I know you can probably make it so that people that are not part of your faction cannot open the doors. I know you can do that. But you know, I was just generally wondering if you could just make doors like... I don't want to say locked, that's not the same thing. Although I was wondering too if there was like a possibility in Space Engineers to basically simulate like a key system of some sort. You know, maybe you could craft like different key cards, and then in the door you could select, for example, oh, this needs a key card that has this specific ID, and then only if you have that key card you will be able to get in. It would be a kind of cool system, you know? I'm not quite sure how difficult this is to implement, though. Would give people who make scenarios a bit more, you know, possibilities to screw around with stuff. You need to get the blue key for the blue door. You know, that old school like RPG trope that you saw in a lot of games. Alright, get more of these, of course. Yeah, let's just get all of these and then be done with it. Right. Oh, I'm on the wrong level, Jesus. Also, I was thinking, no, I'm actually not on the... Am I? Now I'm confused. Oh, I'm on the wrong side, I believe. Yeah. Something I was also thinking I should put in, or I should have put in somewhere, is a disco. That would be kind of fun, actually. But I'm not sure where we could fit that in. It would have been on the upper deck where the crew stuff is, you know? It would be kind of funny, like a crew disco or whatever you want to call it. Because in one of my creative worlds, that's what I did. It was kind of funny, you know, with a lot of rotating and blinking lights. It was like the epilepsy room. Seriously, it was really, really bad. But it was fun. Oh, I also, you know what I want to do? I want to add some plants in here. The one that has to stay in the highest quarantine, at least get some frickin' plants. Okay, so I need some small tubes, bulletproof glass, and large tubes as well to complete all of this. I think we still have quite a lot of stuff here. Yes, it looks decent. There we go. That should be sufficient. And then after this, I'm looking forward to this, by the way, to all of this. I wonder if I should basically do it in a way where I basically start building rooms from the top to the bottom. Or should I just do the outer shell first and then start building rooms? The thing is, the outer shell first would be a lot of work. But it will give the ship some form. It will actually make the ship almost look finished. Kinda. But I'm not sure it's a smart idea. Okay, we need more bulletproof glass, apparently. Alright. And then I also need button panels. And we're probably gonna employ these bad boys. The Sci-Fi 1 button panel. Well, at least in the inner cells, I suppose. So they need construction components, computers, interior blades, and displays. Right. Okay, so construction components, interior plates, displays, and computers. We can get a little bit more stuff. There we go. Yeah, and oh yeah, timer blocks. Don't forget about the timer blocks. They're important. But I think we will place down button panels first, and then sort out what triggers what, and then in that process we'll put down some button panels. Now I can technically recharge right here, right? Yeah, totally. Oxygen as well. Apparently we had a tiny bit of oxygen in our freaking in our tanks. Curious. Okay. Right, so let us put down a few of these button panels, and let's see where we will actually put them. Alrighty. I think we should put these button panels right next to the doors on the left-hand side? Yeah, sure. Why not? That sounds like a smart plan, right? There we go. And then on the displays, we could, well, statically at least, and we cannot really do a script for that, but we could do some things like, you know, occupant, date, or you know, some information about whoever is in there. Probably at the moment it's just going to be empty, but you know what I mean. That would be kind of cool. And then with the button press, you open the respective door. And over yonder, we're going to trigger a timer block, which will... I have to think this through. So if it will trigger a timer block, which will open this door. Then trigger another timer block, which will delay or start the timer on a second timer block, which will be like 5 seconds or something. And then after 5 seconds, it will close this door and open this door. Yeah, something like that. And then how do you get out? You basically have to talk to somebody on the other side. And then... yeah, it's kind of weird. There should be like 2 buttons, one for the reverse as well, but... Or you know what? Maybe for this door you don't even... Yeah, you know what? For this door we don't have a button panel. Yeah. Right. For this door, we won't have one of these. For this door, we will have the unlock system on in a station here, so we have more options. And then we're gonna have a reverse open, which is open from the inside. Actually, probably we will not even... I'm now thinking we don't even need a timer block, because you will be like watching with the camera if the door is clear. Open the outer door, somebody gets in, close it, and open the inner door. And then for the outside, you'll have to open this door, he gets in, and you'll watch that nobody else is going into the middle, the airlock, whatever. And yeah, we'll do this manually. No timer blocks required, I suppose. Okay, whatever. Right, so what else do we want? I think because, you know, these are meant to be quarantine rooms. And there could be stuff like people with deadly viruses on hand. It would be good to have, like, in here, to have some gear that you can grab, you know? Like some protection gear and whatnot. And then also maybe we'll have some like monitoring stations around. We'll see. I think this is a good idea to have like a gear locker. But we might actually want to lock this with a door or something. Now that I'm thinking of it. You know, because otherwise, if you have actually a dangerous individual in here and he gets out, he basically is gonna get gear immediately. That's not a good idea. That sounds like a bad level design from a action game or something. Where you escape from prison and immediately land in the armory where you can gear up. That sounds like a very bad plan to me. But sounds kind of like something that would happen, actually. Let's get some of these. Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be like a weapons closet or something along those lines. Just a tiny thing with a door.
Inventory full.
Oh, grand. And then either just gonna put this like right here with a door, or we're gonna do this. Yeah, I have the feeling we're gonna do this. So you come in here, you have all of this gear, and this is gonna be like a locked door right here, right? Yes, that makes kind of sense. At least to me it does. I don't know. There we go. Small tubes, motors. Yes, sir. And then I think we'll start putting in like the overhead stuff. The overhead stuff? Yes, that's the ceiling. For people who can speak English, that's the ceiling. Motor... okay, we don't need that much, do we? I think that's enough. Right. And then once that's done, we're going to put all the lighting in, and once that is in, we'll finish up the room with displays and with LCD screens and whatnot. Yeah, that's going to be fine. Wait, where did we want to weld something? Oh yeah, the door. There we go. I'm still wondering if I should put like some couches here, so you can just sit here and watch the individual in question. You know what? I'm gonna decide once the roof is over everything, you know? Because that will give me like a better feeling for the whole space. How that whole thing feels. If it feels like stuffy or if it feels empty. And then based on that, I will put in more thingamajigs, I think. There we go. So yeah, I think I already talked about this. Next week I'm going to be at a LAN party. Actually, day after tomorrow, so Friday, I'm going to already be there. It's going to be amazing. I think it's, let's see, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then another 7 days. Yeah, it's 10 days. 10 days of just gaming and having fun with friends. It's awesome. Also playing card games and board games and, you know, all the good stuff. Just having fun. And since we're all quite sensible people, you know, we know everybody else, it's also not a big thing about Corona. We're not having random people at that party that we cannot trace. So if something should go awry, which I don't think it will, because we're all quite careful individuals. I don't think anybody of us is pretty much at risk at the moment. But hey, you never know. But even if it does, we have quite good control over it, I feel. We already actually moved this LAN party from March to now, because in March there was like an official like government thing that said you cannot do like events like that, private events even. First it was only public events, and then it was private events, and then basically we had to cancel because it was just too risky. We maybe could have done it, but we didn't want to risk like, you know, having to pay a fine or whatever would have occurred. It was just too risky. But now, from a government official side, there is no restrictions right now on this kind of event, so we should be relatively safe there. And again, we've kind of restricted it this year to only people that we know, so nobody can randomly show up and be like, hey, my friend told me. It's like, nope, you're not on the list, sorry. Oh yeah. We've actually been joking, like, if symptoms break out at the LAN party, we'll just stay there for another 10 days in quarantine. It's gonna be like extra holiday. But that's a bit weird, dark sense of humor, I suppose, but hey. Hey, there we go. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna weld a few more of these roof tiles, and then I'm gonna take a look at how it feels down there, especially in one of these cells. I'm kind of curious, you know, how cramped is it? I mean, kind of compared to the crew quarters, at least for the normal crew quarters. I'm not talking about the officers' quarters, but I guess compared to the normal crew quarters, it's probably pretty good. If you think about it, but yeah. Yeah, we can already take a look how it is in here. Alright, that actually looks quite nice, doesn't it? I mean, you have pretty much everything you need. Food will be brought to you, obviously. You don't have your own food preparing supplies in here for various reasons. But yeah, I mean, the only thing is missing there's like a PC with internet access and maybe a TV or something. And then the other ones actually look pretty similar to that, so let's make this room. See how that looks. Alright. Okay, let's take a look. Oh yeah, this one you access from here. Oh, there we go. From here. Yeah, okay, I can see that. You're a bit exposed. The only thing you can do if you don't want to be exposed to people is go on the toilet. And it really triggers me that there's no door here that you can close, because let's be honest, if you're sitting on the toilet here and you can see there's a tiny bit of window where people can watch you pee. Yes, excellent, most excellent indeed. Okay, so that's good, perfect. Let's gather more ow. Let's gather some more supplies and get a bit of oxygen. We seem to be running out. I was also thinking about an oxygen farm on deck, but you know, this game really could benefit from stuff like hydroponics and things like that, because it kind of is annoying that hydrogen or the oxygen generators have to be like exposed to the sun. You know, that you cannot just build like a big internal hydroponics thing where you can just grow plants and these basically produce oxygen. That would be so much cooler from a just style point, you know? At least to me, feels a lot cooler. But hey, I mean, there's so much with this game that I would improve if I just had a magic stick that I could, you know, swing around and make things, put things into this game. There was so much stuff I would add. Jesus Christ, man. That's the problem. I mean, one of the main problems of Space Engineers is that it is so, like, locked into its system, and everything has to basically work now with that system. You cannot just rewrite the whole thing. That's often the problem. If you commit to a certain way of doing things, you will make certain things easier, and other things you will make really absurdly hard on yourself because you have chosen a certain way of doing things, you know? And sometimes at the start you just cannot really see the consequences of choosing certain systems over others, you know? You just don't think about it. I don't know if they were when they started developing Space Engineers, if they ever thought about, hey, maybe one day we should put like AI into this, you know, and NPCs and stuff like that. Because I'm pretty sure this system is not built for that. I mean, it's, dare I say, it's barely built for multiplayer. That's maybe a bit unfair, but it's not like a combat-orientated like multiplayer that just works, you know, like other games that were built specifically for multiplayer and multiplayer combat. You definitely notice that it's not that, you know. So that's what I mean with this. But I don't know. I mean, you know, sometimes you just have to accept it that there's stuff that's never gonna happen because of the limitations they have chosen with their systems. For example, Hot Dogs, Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, one of my favorite VR games, or should I say simulators, because it's not necessarily a game, is it? The dev there has very clearly stated there's never gonna be multiplayer, because it's just, it doesn't work with the way he has chosen to do things, you know? Because basically everything in that game, every shell that gets ejected from a weapon, everything basically is very much a physical object that gets created that needs to be calculated, you know. And just for one player, sometimes if you're really going to do like extensive stuff in that simulator, it can get laggy if you do like really physical intense stuff. And now imagine that with like 4 players all trying to do a thing, and then the game needs to kind of try and sync all these things up. It's just, it would probably melt your graphics card and your processor, I would imagine. So yeah, they specifically chose to not do that because they knew exactly it just wouldn't work with what they had envisioned, you know, and that's okay. But you need to say things like that, you know, so that people don't have these false expectations. Because let's be honest, I never think Space Engineers is gonna reach the level of like survival exploration that, let's say, Empyrean does, or what's another good game where you just go around and explore, not so much build. No Man's Sky, maybe not the best example, because No Man's Sky is just weird. They actually, it just released another free update for that game, which is amazing to me. You know, you can criticize them all you want for an absolute botched launch, an incredible overhyped release, but how long ago was that now? I cannot even remember it was so long ago. It's probably like, I don't know, 5-6 years? I really don't know. But they've been releasing free upgrade after free upgrade that just makes the game more interesting. Every once in a while I'll install it again and just pop in, just find a few new interesting planets. I don't know, it was always a game that hit right into a very specific niche for me, so I don't know, it was always kind of like, it had a place in my heart for sure. But just on the basis that they were just releasing free update after free update after free update, you know. And I don't think they have microtransactions, at least I believe they don't. So they're just doing that just for, I don't know, fun? I'm sure they're not funding stuff with that, what they're doing there, so yeah. But yeah, what can you say? Alright, there we go. Yeah, let's put them down like so. Perfect. Let's just try to get all the blocks that are above the room, so we can also experience how that one looks like and feels like. I think I got them all. Let's check it out. Also, we can already kind of tell how the hallway is gonna feel like. Oh, you cannot even... You can barely notice that there's glass here. Okay. Then, yeah, there we go. You're on full display. Oh, don't step on the bench. There we go. Okay, cool. And yeah, the hallway is quite big. I might just, you know, smoothen this out with a few, like, yeah, a few of these slopes, might smooth everything out a little bit so it's not that, massive, that open. And then we'll see. I think, for example, here, that would be a good corner to make. Then all of these will become these sloped corners. I think this one will go one further. And then I think I will just leave it like that. I don't even think we need to add, like, more equipment in there. Most of the equipment is going to be in here, so that's going to be fine. Alright, guys. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and take care.